A major batch of documents connected to the late financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein has been made public by the United States Department of Justice. These files were released after a law passed by Congress required all unclassified material from the federal investigations into Epstein's crimes to be disclosed. In total, around 3 million pages of material, including images and videos, have now been published online. Officials say many of the files have heavy redactions to protect victims' identities. The documents cover a wide range of topics and investigators are still reviewing the contents. Here are the key points that have emerged so far. First, Epstein's lawyers explored the possibility of cooperation with prosecutors shortly before his death in 2019. Less than 2 weeks before Epstein died in jail, his legal team met federal prosecutors and discussed in general terms whether Epstein could cooperate with the case, though no formal agreement was made. Second, among the files is an FBI summary of unverified allegations involving US President Donald Trump and Epstein. The Department of Justice has said these claims are false and notes that the documents may include fake or falsely submitted material. The release also shows correspondence between Epstein and several wealthy or influential individuals. For example, emails between Epstein and Elon Musk from 2012 and 2013 suggest plans for Musk to visit Epstein's private island. Neither visit appears to have taken place, and Musk has said he declined invitations from Epstein. Other records show that Howard Lutnick, who now serves as US Secretary of Commerce, made arrangements in 2012 to visit Epstein's island. Lutnick has said he cut ties with Epstein years earlier and denies any wrongdoing. The files also include emails between Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's close associate who is serving a lengthy prison sentence for sex trafficking, and Casey Wasserman, now head of the Los Angeles Olympics Organizing Committee. Wasserman has said he regrets that correspondence, which took place long before Maxwell's crimes came to light. New documents show that Steve Tisch, co-owner of the NFL's New York Giants, exchanged emails with Epstein in 2013. Tisch has said the interactions were brief, involving general topics including introductions to adult women, and that he did not visit Epstein's island. The release has also shed new light on Peter Mandelson, a British politician. Bank records in the files appear to show payments from Epstein's accounts referencing Mandelson, and documents suggest Epstein made financial transfers to Mandelson's husband after Epstein's release from prison. Mandelson says he cannot recall receiving these funds. Beyond individual names, the files have prompted broader reactions. Some lawmakers for Epstein survivors have criticized the redactions and partial release, saying that the disclosure still leaves important questions unanswered and that some victims' identities were exposed in the process. Officials at the Department of Justice say the redactions were necessary to protect victims and comply with legal requirements. The files are expected to be studied further by legal experts and researchers. It is also important to note that being mentioned in these documents is not evidence of criminal conduct. Many interactions appear to be casual correspondence or social emails, and there is no indication that all those named in the files engaged in illegal activity. This release, one of the largest in the long Epstein saga, gives new insight into how his network operated and with whom he communicated. But it also underscores that questions remain about what else may be in the documents that have not yet been published.